to talk about recontext. So let's dive into it. First, what exactly is a recontext? Recontext is a text which retells events or experiences in the past. Now, let's talk about the structure of a recontext. It has three main parts: orientation, events, and reorientation. First, orientation. This is where you provide background information such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. The second one is events. These are the main activities presented in chronological order. It can be more than one event. The last one is reorientation. This is the conclusion where you wrap up the story. It might include your personal comments or feelings about the events. Next, let's get to know about the language features of recontext. First is past tense. Because recontext talking about events that have already happened, the verbs that used are past tense. The pattern is subject plus verb 2. For example, we walk along the beach. Next is adverb of time. Adverbs of time indicate when something happened, such as last week, last month, yesterday, a year ago, and an hour ago. For example, last month, I went to Pandawa Beach with my family.
Okay, the last language features is adverb of sequence. Adverb of sequence is the adverb to organize events in the order they happen, guiding the reader through the story. For example, is first, then, next, after that, and finally. So, we already know about adverb of sequence. Then, how to use it? I will explain to you so you can understand and use these adverbs properly. The first one is first. How to use it? First is used to introduce the first event in a sequence. It indicates the beginning of the story or the starting point of action or event. For example, first we pack our bags for the trip. From this sentence, we can assume that it is the beginning of the story. Then the second one is then. Then is indicates the next action or event that happened immediately after the previous event. For example, then we headed to the train station. This sentence is the continuation from the previous example. From this sentence, the writer tried to tell that they will immediately go to the train station after they pack their bag. Number 3, we have next. It's similar to then because it actually introduces a subsequent action in the sequence, usually showing a logical progression. Logical progression means that the action or ideas follow in a clear order, one step after another. For example, next, we found our seats and settled in the journey. And then, number 4 is after that. After that is used to talk about something that happened next. Usually, after a short time or as part of a sequence of events, it helps to connect steps in a story or descriptions, making it easier to understand the order of action. For example, after that, we arrived at our destination and checked into the hotel. The phrase after that helps to link the action in a logical and time-paced order. Then last but not least, we have finally. Finally is used to show the last event or action in the sequence. It tells the reader that this is the conclusion or the end of the recount text. For example, finally, we relaxed by the beach and enjoyed the sunset. The example fits because it clearly describes the final step in a sequence of actions. After all the previous event, this is the last and closing action of the day. It wraps up the recount, making it complete. So, to wrap it up, we have learned how to write a recount text and the language features that are used, such as past tense, adverb of time, and adverbs of sequence. Remember to use these to make your stories easy to follow. Great job, everyone! Thank you for your attention. See you in the next lesson.